Anthony on Air Podcast back for another episode on this show. We are recapping day 16 of the Ghislaine Maxwell trial. More jury deliberation, more jury requests. Plus, it was Ghislaine's birthday. Would you like to say happy birthday, Frank?
I'm good.
Jean-Marc Vallée's cause of death revealed. Whamageddon update. My wife's blunder in the bottom of the ninth.
No.
And then we got a bunch of stuff to get through. Uncle Jamie's gift, a recap of Christmas and our Festivus special. We got to talk about Frank's umbrella, the airplane Karen, the James Webb telescope, what we're streaming during the holiday break here. We got a product testing. The Business Insider Elf article is ridiculous. Omicron. Holiday eating, the sink thingy. Frankie sees here. How you doing, my friend?
I'm all right, but I feel like we have like 100 freaking topics.
It's a jam-packed show. We got a lot to get to. A little Christmas holiday break, and now there's a lot to recap here. So let's hop right into the Ghislaine Maxwell portion of the podcast. Trial continues. Day 16, deliberations. Supposedly, Ghislaine showed up today in like a turtleneck, looking all happy. It was her birthday. She got big happy birthday hugs from her consortium of lawyers. Jeff Pagluka. He said happy birthday very loud so that everybody in the court could hear. I don't know if he was trying to get everybody else to wish her a happy birthday, but that did not happen.
I feel like why are they I'm going to show my ignorance here, but why are they there? Isn't the jury deliberating? Why are they even in court?
Well, I think that's a great question. I think in the morning they have to show up, to kind of get the day underway and any motions or any, housekeeping sort of
So
things.
every day the jury deliberates, they have to come in?
I think so.
It's weird, no? I never heard of that.
I think so. I mean, they always have to be ready because if they reach a verdict, it's like you go.
Yeah. If you reach a verdict, you get everyone in, but I guess you gotta sit there and I don't know.
Spoiler alert, they failed to reach a verdict today. Just so everybody knows.
That's not great, by the way. This isn't great news because I feel like something like this, if it were a quick turnaround, like if the jury didn't deliberate very long, that's a good sign. This feels like they're arguing, and there's some resistance to a guilty verdict here.
Not only they're arguing, but listen to one of their requests, which just shows you that there is a very, what's the word I want to say here? Organized jury member, because
good.
They asked for highlighters and Post-its of different colors.
Okay.
Now that is a telltale sign.
That's good though. At least they're going over everything. Maybe that's it. Listen, it's a lot. It's a big case. They want to make sure they hit every note. I get it, but I feel like
exactly the face you just made for those that are listening. It's the face you make when you drink sour milk. You're just like, wait a second. Because if they were going to convict her, they probably would have been done by now.
I mean, that doesn't mean they're not going to.
True.
But,
and it doesn't mean they're not going to catch her on, like we said, 2 out of those 6 counts are a bit easier to convict on. So they could still get her on those. But
it's got me nervous.
Yeah. So they asked for Post-its and highlighters of different colors, a white paper board, and more transcripts. This time it was Matt's testimony. That was the boyfriend, I can't remember now, of one of the victims. They also wanted
boyfriend. I think boyfriend.
Was it the boyfriend? They also wanted the definition of enticement for the conviction. Reason being is because there are variations of the word entice, which appears 21 times in the indictment for Ghislaine Maxwell. So Judge Nathan clarified that. She referred to her instruction to the jury, rule number 15, which is the first element of count 2, which the government must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Miss Maxwell knowingly persuaded or induced or enticed or coerced an individual to travel in interstate commerce as alleged in the indictment. The terms persuaded, induced, enticed, and coerced have their ordinary everyday meanings.
Yeah.
So
I can't think of more than one meaning for entice.
Well, but I mean, we talk about this, but like Frank just said, and you heard in that's just instruction number 15. By the way, this is very complicated and very
It's a lot to go
involved.
over. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that, but all right. I
Yes.
mean, at least they're giving it. They're not phoning it in.
Right.
They're giving it their. Because when they come back with a guilty verdict, they're not going to be like, well, they just. Nobody could say, well, they just wanted to say guilty.
They just rushed
They
this. Yeah.
they went over everything
Yeah.
and they gave it its due diligence.
Judge Allison Nathan also added a note. I will then say further, entice means to attract, induce, or lure using hope or desire.
Yeah, what's the other how many other definitions are there? I thought that was the only one.
Yeah. Later on in the day, jurors asked for the testimony of Gregory Parkinson, a retired police officer who told the jury about the October 20th, 2005 search of Jeffrey Epstein's house. Coincidentally, Parkinson was also called to Epstein's same Palm Beach home in 2003 for a reported burglary. That was the same year that Epstein's house manager, Juan Alessi, testified that he stole money from his former boss. Jurors requested Alessi's testimony just before the holiday break came around.
Okay.
So more testimonies, colored markers, Post-it notes.
I mean, sure. As long as they're going over everything, they don't miss anything, because they have to do the old reasonable doubt. They have to get rid of reasonable doubt. So, I wonder. I mean, they can't tell us, obviously, but I wonder how many people versus how many people, on each side of it.
Because it's got to be unanimous. There can't be even. There can't be just one.
Which is, they got to get all 12 to sign on to the verdict. And so if there's one man or woman holding out, no good.
No good. No good at all. So we'll see. I think we're at around 23, 24 hours, depending. This is the third full day of deliberations.
Interesting.
We continue tomorrow. Same question we had before Christmas is, do they wrap this up before New Year's?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't seem to want to be home for Christmas, the jury.
Yeah, but I will say it's kind of amazing at the rate that we're seeing the new COVID spikes that all 12 of those jurors came back with no issues. That is a miracle.
Why would there be issues?
Because I feel like everybody I know is getting sick, and the fact
they were allowed to go home for the holiday?
They were home with their families. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they had to be sequestered.
Nope. That's why she said you all need to be back here healthy on Monday, because we got new restrictions coming in and everything else, and they all returned without issue. I mean, I didn't see anybody say any. Yeah.
I wonder if they had to go through any special instructions for going home, like, can only be around this many people. You always have to.
No, they just, because they can't. There's no way of proving it either. So they just said we would like you back here. I think she just was like a little warning, also a plead, like, please, like, come back here healthy. Because if one of them gets knocked out, or two or three of them, like,
that's rough. What do you? Then what? They have to bring in the alternates,
or they wait, or who knows what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, I don't know.
I don't know.
At least, thank goodness, they all came back okay. At least there are no symptoms showing now.
At least for today.
Yeah.
We talk about Omicron. A few
days away. Yeah.
Talk about Omicron coming up. Interesting thing out there about that. Jumpstart Coffee Company. This is what I'd like to see spread. Like Omicron seems to be spreading. I'd like to have this spread and have that stop. It would be nice.
Well done, sir.
A lot of people getting their Jumpstart Coffee Company for Christmas. Yes. I can't wait to see some of the reviews. People all along have been giving wonderful reviews. Best coffee I've ever had. Frank agrees. Best coffee he's ever had. Great coffee, great cause. 50% of their profits go to the Navy SEAL Foundation, our veterans and their families. Huge honor. So if you buy some, we appreciate it. The veterans appreciate it. And of course, totally. Jumpstart Coffee Company appreciates it. So order your bags right now. New year, new you, get some coffee going. You can do that subscribe and save, where you can say, hey, I want 2 bags delivered to my house every single month. They'll do that, take care of it for you. You'll get the discount, AOA 15. Use that promo code. and you'll be set for 2020. Make 2020 the year of you and good coffee.
Let's jumpstart 2022.
Hey, there he is. There's that
I don't
talent.
get paid enough.
There's that talent. All right, Jumpstart Coffee Company. Order with the link in the description below. And like I said, don't forget to put that promo code in, AOA15, to save yourself some 15%.
Do it.
Deaths around the holidays make me very sad, Frankie C.
They're not great.
No, it's the worst thing ever. It's honestly the worst thing ever. And it's funny. I was talking to an ex-coworker of mine who I have to catch up with. But we were talking one year, and I was saying how much I love the holidays, and she was just like, meh. She just kind of like hated it, and gave me the reasons why. And I was like, oh, that's like when you have some sort of tragedy, which in her particular case, it really wasn't death, but it was something. But regardless of the point, she hammered it home for me. It really dampens that holiday. And you hear people say it from time to time, like, oh, yeah, my father died on Christmas or this or that. It like ruins that holiday for people moving forward.
Yeah,
I mean, sucks.
It's terrible when anything like that happens. But when it's this time of year and you're supposed to be celebrating family and then something tragic happens, of course, it hits you 10 times worse.
Yeah, but it's super unfortunate. So, so it goes for the 58-year-old director of Dallas Buyers Club. Also, Big Little Lies was Jean-Marc Vallée's work. His cause of death was revealed, which they're saying is now a heart attack. They believe he likely had it on Christmas, but was found the following morning.
Oh boy! So not only, so that means that's sad. He was alone on Christmas, number one. That says.
Yeah. Also sad, right?
And not only that, he died on Christmas and found the next day. That's terrible.
Awful. Guy didn't drink. He didn't. He worked out constantly. He practiced Wim Hof's extreme breathing methods. I guess that's like a breathing, be one with the world kind of deal. I don't know.
How extreme is it? Because no joke. Joking aside, that maybe did he know I hope he knew what he was doing with that.
Yeah, I practice the subconscious breathing methods, which is I just kind of let it go and working out so far.
Yeah, I just breathe. I don't know.
Just
any
breathe.
other methods. Just in and out is all I get.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Anyway, rest in peace to him and his family. God, condolences.
That is too young.
Yeah, 58 too.
No good.
I get more pissed about that now.
What, the young?
Yeah. Because I'm like, I want to see this out to the last possible second now.
Yeah.
There was a time where I was like, if I kick it at 40, no big deal. But now I feel like, no, I want to be around. I want to live as long as possible.
Now that you're on the brink of that.
Yeah. Oh, especially that.
It's like, you know what? Maybe we go a little longer.
Yeah. I like to keep this train rolling.
Yeah.
There are times where I'm kind of like, well, how can what's the big deal? How many more days? Like, another. Okay, great, a great big steak meal. One, like, how many more of those can I have? I've had a bunch already, but I still enjoy them.
They're always good.
I do want to keep the good steak meals going. I got to be honest with you.
It's like 99 out of 100 are good. I rarely do I have a steak meal that I'm like, this is terrible.
Although time is fucking with me. We have to talk about this in our holiday when we get to our holiday recap. Especially today. I got to tell you about it. But anyway, let's keep going with the topics here. Whamageddon. Greatest thing happened to me.
So now we were both out like a week and a half,
out.
2 weeks ago. You were
I don't even. What was I like 6 day 6?
You were right on the beginning.
It wasn't that I didn't last too long. When did you last till? I forget.
I went the weekend, the Saturday before Christmas Day.
Saturday before Christmas Day.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Janine J Sabs, I don't know if she's going to be joining us or not. But she was still in it when we did our Festivus special.
That's right.
Day before Christmas Eve. Oh, this is great timing. My wife just entered the studio. So we were, okay, so Christmas Eve morning, as you know, Whamageddon goes till Christmas Day.
Right.
Like you have to survive Christmas Eve.
Right. So your wife was playing.
So Christmas
She's
Eve,
in
my
on it.
wife was playing.
Okay, and you heard it. She didn't yet.
I heard it when I was out. Right.
Okay.
She hadn't heard it. She was in. She was getting ready to win Whamageddon. We were driving Christmas Eve morning to go pick up a last minute gift. And we were, we listened to Sirius now, basically. Used to listen to the station that I worked for, but then kind of
Yeah, I don't blame you.
all went downhill.
Right.
So I started listening to like Spectrum on Sirius and everything. So we got our Sirius. So we got our new car. We got Sirius. So now I'm all on Sirius. I listen to Sirius all the time, all the channels. So they have like 6 Christmas channels. And I like they have like the Hallmark Christmas channel, and they have like Soul Christmas and Acoustic Christmas. They have weird Christmas channels, and you know me, I'm into the weirder shit. So I put all those on, and then they have Holly, which is like the main, like, this is Christmas classics
You're
and
gonna
like
hear Jingle Bells every 4th song.
new Christmas and classics, and it's just all just like wonderful. And I listen to it too, but I like to flip around if there's something on there that's shitty. So I flip off, and something comes on, and she gets so mad at me. She's like, "What is this? I like Holly. Put Holly back on." Like, really taking me, like, got me up against the
Jeez.
ropes.
You
Yeah,
guys argue over the weirdest, stupidest things.
yeah.
Just
And
listen
so,
to whatever.
I go, fine. I'll put fucking Holly back on the radio. I flip back to Holly, and what's on? But Last Christmas. She Whamageddoned herself
Walked right into that one.
on Christmas Eve, and do you hear? She's still
How is
blaming
it-
me.
From
Yeah,
going from your story, and I don't know how it's your fault.
How is it my fault? Okay, I'll let her explain to you.
100% your fault. No, I don't want to talk. Okay, it is your fault because you should have never took Holly off in my truck.
Yeah, but you would have heard it on Holly.
It wouldn't have happened because I listened to Holly I've been listening since the beginning of November, and it never once came
Hang on. This is her other theory, and I have to agree because somebody else said the same thing on Twitter, that they were listening to a channel, I think a Pandora channel, and they had not heard Last Christmas the entire for weeks on end. They were listening and had not heard Last Christmas, and then Christmas Eve it came on like 4 times.
That's rough. But you said you heard it on Holly, right?
Yeah, we heard it on Holly.
So if he didn't take it off of,
only time I ever heard
Oh,
it
so
on
okay.
Holly.
She's blaming me because I switched from Holly. I caused the Christmas music
broke
gods.
it.
I ruined
You
it.
broke it.
I ruined it.
You
I get it.
broke
That logic checks out.
all right,
That checks
yeah.
out. I jinxed it. Essentially, she's saying I jinxed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you did. That checks out. I mean,
like the hat my hair's out of.
it's hard to argue with that. Did you not show the Islanders logo on that hat? You had it on backwards?
I had it on backwards. I had no free plugs.
Ah,
Look at
all
this
right.
hair.
That is
Huh?
frying pan proof.
I'm sorry I ruined your Christmas.
Man, look at that thing. That's got some height.
Suck it, Kramer. Look at that bad boy,
Yeah.
huh?
Like Kid and Play.
Be careful. I can't go. This is why I can't do stand-up comedy. People go, oh, there goes the racist guy from Seinfeld. I can't have that.
You see?
I don't like having that reputation.
You know, scissors could fix that.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. As we put a plug out there for the podcast. Yeah, they'll get Frankie showing off the nice little bug. Here's the thing. Let's say you got shitty gifts for Christmas. ShopAnthonyOnAir.com. Get yourself a nice little cozy sweatshirt, and boom, you're good to go.
Right?
You've made up for an otherwise shitty ass Christmas.
You could do it right there in one shot. Boom. You just
One shot.
look at that.
Get
Good
it all.
stuff. The
Got the,
tumbler. Yeah.
Coffee tumbler. We got the black mugs now.
I like what is that? A green color sweatshirt down
Frank,
there?
let me just say, black mugs matter, okay? And that's why we have one now.
It's messed up.
That, and they just made it the product available for us to customize. Yeah, look at this. This is a woman's. And look at people complain like, "Oh, you are so anti-woman." Anthony on Air podcast.
Who says that?
Well, the people that are like, "Why is there 2 male hosts and only 1 female host?" It seems sexist. Now look, that beautiful green only available in the women's premium hoodie.
Oh, you see that? Something. Wait a minute now. If you go over to what's the other color? It looks like a nice,
It's like a heather
Nice.
gray.
like. Oh, see, that's nice too.
Yeah, lovely.
two awesome colors that I don't see on the other.
Not
other
available
things.
for men, women only. ShopAnthonyonair.com. Get your
That's
merch
nice.
today.
That's not bad, and they
It's
look
not bad
super
at all.
comfortable. You got the pockets in the front. That's good stuff.
What were we just gonna say? What were we just talking about before we got distracted by the podcast?
Whamageddon? The when last Christmas? No.
Yeah, but what was it? What were we gonna? We were gonna transition into something now, and I can't remember what it was.
Well, what's the next topic?
It's not that.
Oh,
It was that. It was everything is my fault. I can't remember what it was. What
it
were we
was
just
your
saying?
fault. That was basically the argument, and that's what ended it.
Oh, the hair.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So during the vid last year, when we couldn't get haircuts when all the barbershops were closed, I went and invested in this clippers, so that my wife could give me a haircut at home.
Right.
Once COVID stopped, and by the way, who gives a shit what I look like? I'm just like, why don't you just keep going with the hair? Like, it's just fine. Like, nobody. And it's kind of like nice. Like, we have like, it literally has become like a thing where we kind of like spend a little time together. It's become our little like activity where we like talk, and she cuts my hair. It's like become a thing. Like how you and your wife read to each other like that. It's like a weirdo thing that you don't want to admit to people, but you
I
enjoy
admit it. I'll admit it all day. We
Well,
read to each other.
Doesn't make it any less weird.
Shut up.
So the charging cord for this razor we haven't been able to find for, what would you say, 3 months, 4 months? And the thing started out on 100 and has slowly been dwindling down, and the last haircut was basically it. And now we're screwed, and now I gotta I don't even know where this cord, I have no idea where this.
The only solution I see is to do one of these kinds of things.
Turn into Guile.
Turn into
Street
Guile
Fighter?
from Street Fighter.
Yeah, I could
You
do
just comb it out straight, blonde it up, and get all fatigued out, and you'll be Guile.
I would look good in fatigues, I think.
The body type might not match.
No.
Other than that, I think you can nail it.
I can't look any worse. That's really what it comes down to. Doesn't
That's
really
true.
matter what you put this in.
That I don't know you can't. One thing you could say: we're all aging. You are not. I'm gonna knock on wood, but you are not losing your hair. I think you're gaining more hair. Anybody who's losing their hair, look here because it's going there.
That's true.
You're gathering it up as we speak.
Collecting the world's hair. Uncle Jamie's gift. So, as the dad in the family, I really don't get anything too excited. Oh, we have to talk about the other thing too. I gotta put this picture up. There's so much, Frank.
God.
Anyway, I don't really get a lot of great gifts. I get shirts and underwear and socks and stuff. Although I will say, my kids got me they have this thing at school where it's like, they call it boutique, where they bring in just like tchotchkes and products.
I loved that when I was a kid.
Remember
I
that?
did that. Yeah.
I feel like we didn't have that every year in grammar school, but
maybe not every year, but we did. We would always bring home like little cacti,
Mhm.
or little statues and things.
Yeah,
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Yeah, it was great.
exactly.
Meanwhile, your mom gives you the money to do the shopping there.
Totally. This cost me $40, I think, between the two kids.
Nice.
And they brought back stuff, and then I'm like, where's the change? There was just no change. I think my daughter only bought 2 things or 3 things. So we should have had a ton of money coming back. There was none.
We went when I think was grammar school. We went to some museum in grammar school. I don't know if it was before I met you or when I met you or while we knew each other, but we went to a museum and I got my mom this little, made out of like marble. It's a little donkey statue. She still has it to this day. She's moved like, I don't know how many times, 8 times. It's survived every move.
Now, does she pack it and move it, or has it gotten a life of its own and follows her everywhere?
No, she throws it out every other day. It's still
That's
there.
what I'm wondering. Feels like a movie.
The eyes glow.
Yeah. You got to see what they have now.
What
the kids draw something, right? The kids, you draw some shit, and then this catalog, they
make it into a stuffed animal?
They make it into, whatever, like a coaster or a picture frame or painting, or they put it on a mug. They'll put it on anything.
Right.
And so now it's like, how are you not going to order your own kid's drawing on a fucking mug?
Geniuses.
A genius.
That's beautiful. That's a great business model.
And it was the weirdest thing because a friend of mine, I was talking to her and she was catching me up on it. And she's like, yeah, have you seen this? I go, no, what the hell is this? The next day, my kid comes home with the catalog. The next day. I'm like, I got to order all this shit.
Merry
And then
Christmas.
it was so funny because my wife and him, they were looking at the catalog and there was a picture of a lion and my kid's like obsessed with lions and cheetahs right now. And he's like, I want to order this. And my wife was like, yeah, fine. She's just giving up. She's like, whatever, we'll get you the fucking
just order
cheetah.
it. Who cares?
Whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm like, it's the drawing. You can't order. And so for the magazine, like, remember how they used to have the old magazine drives?
Yeah.
And they used to put your name on it. Like, they used to put your name on the magazine, be like, here's what it would look like if it got sent to you, that kind of shit.
Oh, yeah.
They do the same thing now where the first page of the catalog, they actually print on it one of your kids' drawings. Because the teachers hand out this paper. They hand out this, like, paper thing. And it has, like, you draw in this square space. And then I think they just, like, send it back to the company or they upload it or whatever.
Now, did you know? I mean, was this like a homework assignment?
No.
You didn't know that your kids were going to be exploited this way.
No.
Like, oh yeah, it's just a drawing. They're just doing a drawing, and
They're
then
just
the
doing a
next day
drawing.
it's like, buy this.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
The next day, it's on the front page of the catalog, your kid's drawing. And it's like, wouldn't this look nice on a shirt?
How do you say no to that? They got you.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I don't need my kid's drawing immortalized on this thing.
Right. It's better than chocolate magazines. It's better than all those things.
Is it?
Yeah, from a business standpoint, I bet you
from
that.
a business standpoint, yeah, I'd rather. Have
from a product standpoint, I'd rather have chocolate. But from a business standpoint, they've fucking figured it out.
They nailed it.
Guilting parents is the best business model anybody can ever come up with.
Yeah, agreed. So what did Uncle Jamie? Well,
I was gonna say, you look up and down the line, and it's all useless shit that nobody wants, needs, or you know, and it's just selling like hotcakes, all of it.
Yeah, I mean, how many things your kids make things that you send them to a class or something, they make something. Yeah. Meanwhile, the class costs you $200 every time.
Now, Uncle Jamie got me the best Christmas gift this year.
Okay.
With the caveat of our family dinner with Uncle Jamie and Uncle Robert was still the highlight. I still look forward to that gift more than anything. That's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
But Uncle Jamie got me, this is going to sound pathetic, but he got me a really nice, like highfalutin tripod for the camera, like a travel one. And so, Frank can attest to this. We operate this podcast on a very shoestring budget. There is not.
My wife's on a treadmill making the electricity go. Keep going, hon. Keep going. It's the only way to keep this thing moving.
I should have grabbed it, but all the tripods I have for my cameras are all the cheap, the least expensive ones. Like I wouldn't piss on Bezos if he was on fire, but I'll be damned if his Amazon Basics products weren't fueling half of this fucking show.
I'm talking to you on an iPad right now.
Like this is Amazon Basics. Amazon. Yeah, this is so much Amazon Basics. The tripod that my camera at this studio is on an Amazon Basics tripod.
See, I have a tripod for my iPad, but it's an artist tripod. It's a painting tripod.
Yeah.
So it's not one of those, I didn't give any money to Bezos. I gave it to Michael's craft store.
Nice.
Which he probably owns.
But unbeknownst to me, and I feel terrible because I didn't give him a gift, I came and let me just show you how fucking classy Uncle Jamie is. He snuck the gift home with my wife. So we saw each other.
Open it on Christmas Day?
So we could open it on Christmas Day.
Wow.
That's fucking classy.
That is classy because it's not about him seeing you open the presents. It's about you. Mm-hmm. That present is all about you.
Mm-hmm. And after the kids opened up their Santa things and everybody else opened up their gifts, my wife was like, here. And I go, what is this? It's from Uncle Jamie. I go, you got to be shitting me. I opened it up and it was an expensive, it's like a Joe B tripod. It's like fucking top of the line. Like.
So now here's my other question.
Yeah.
How did he know to get you this tripod?
I don't even know.
That has to be your wife, maybe, in his ear.
Frank thinks that you helped Uncle Jamie get the gift.
Unless he just knew the equipment that you had. He knows all the stuff you have and what you need.
I don't know. I just think he probably
Cool.
You know, I mean, he's in this. He doesn't do podcasts, but he's a creative, you know, photographer and artist, and he works in this space.
Oh, so he knows.
So I think he knows what creators like ourselves, like what we like, kind of like. You go on that creator checklist, and it's like, I'm sure.
That's nice.
I think he looked at me and the quality of the podcast and goes, I know for sure they don't have a tripod this nice.
Is it that obvious? So where is it? Are you using it right now? Is it functioning as we speak? So you can't
I haven't even
it?
taken it. Okay, so it's the 27th. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet because I was so taken, and I wasn't even going to do this. But I felt like, well, we only have 46 topics, so clearly we need this one.
Right.
But I was like, I got to write him like a note. Because that's like the kind of thing where it's like, I wasn't expecting it. It was way too nice. It was like above and beyond. So I'm like, I got to sit down and write him a note. Now I may not, because I feel like this might be enough, but I might still have to write him a note. I'm not entirely sure.
What did you get him?
Nothing.
Ah.
Yeah. Feel awful about it. Well, we don't usually exchange gifts.
That's true. You don't. The gifts go down a generation. You don't usually, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't give all your aunts and uncles. Maybe something small, but nothing crazy like that.
It's weird because we used to exchange gifts, and then we started doing the dinner thing.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what I thought of? Like, we would get them a gift, and they would do the dinner thing. We stopped getting them gifts, and they continued the dinner thing.
Oh, so you're a jerk. I got it. I'm all caught up now.
First of all, A, I'm not a jerk, and B, my wife just reminded me of why that was. It was a family decision to stop the gifts.
Your family or the whole family?
The whole family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyway, we should. But now I feel terrible because it was a really really nice gesture. And
gesture. It was a nice.
And not only that,
yeah.
So on top of that, my uncle made arrangements because we did Christmas Eve by him. Made arrangements for the kids to, you know, play video games. And like he got like a video game thing, and they were in like another room so that they could like spread out and run around and play their games. And poor Uncle Jamie, my kids were like, would not leave him alone the whole night. Wanted to, he is the fun uncle. Wanted to constantly like run and play the games with him and everything. So he really, like, I feel like the guy's, he listens to the podcast, so you know how much he listens to the podcast, which is so kind.
I was expecting what's it called, smoked paprika with a bow on it. But maybe next year. Maybe next year, Uncle Jamie. I will
say from time to time, Uncle Robert checks in. He's like, "How's that smoked paprika deal with Frank?"
I got to tell you,
it's still full.
It's not full. I'd say I used maybe a couple of tablespoons. Like this much, it's down to this much. And sons of bitches barely moved.
We got to do something nice for Uncle James. Maybe we'll give him some smoked paprika.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Apparently so.
It never goes away.
Never does. But I was so just blown away by it. Yeah, so grateful. So grateful. And then so my wife said, and I was like, oh, why did he do this? Because we weren't really exchanging gifts. And then my wife said that he also got a gift for my cousin. But my theory is, and I'm standing by this, that he was just trying to do something nice for me, and then felt like I got to get something for that other schlub down in Pennsylvania, or else
he can't do favorites.
He can't play favorites. Yeah.
You get for one, you got to get. Everybody.
Right. I haven't guessed what my other cousin got, but I'm guessing it was something shittier. I
don't think it's tripod level.
It's not. It cannot be. It can't be. But do you ever have that? Like, when you have somebody buy something for you that is like so much nicer than you would actually buy for yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, holy shit. What are you talking about? I didn't even know this existed.
Like, I don't treat myself this nice. Why are you treating me this nice?
No.
It doesn't make any sense.
I would get the cheapest thing that they make.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I loved the Christmas Festivus special.
Yeah.
I had a good time doing that. I was half blitzed, but I had a good time doing it. I had a good buzz going from my Metallica whiskey.
Yeah, you did. I was kicking myself because I again had a couple of drinks and was feeling good and was having a good time until I looked down and I saw, like, I don't even know, like 20 something people that
Yeah,
were
you
waiting
screwed
on.
it up pretty good.
Talked to
We-
2 people.
We talked to two, 3 people, the whole thing, and we had a list of people waiting to talk to us.
I don't count Twitter Bill because he's been around for the longest time. He goes back to the original radio show days.
Yeah,
but
he's an
yeah,
OG.
yeah. And then as we started to wind down, people dropped off, except for one person, Lisa, who we spoke to, you and I spoke to after the show.
Right.
And she was so incredibly kind.
Very, very nice.
And that just made me even more mad because I was like, God, it would have been so great to have
missed-
Lisa on the fucking thing.
With a great story and a great little, something she wanted to tell us, and it was very much from the heart, and it had me and Anthony welling up a little bit.
It did. We were very emotional about it afterwards.
So, yeah, Lisa, thank you for that. I wish we had that on the show.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you tuning in, and thank you for joining us after the show ended.
From 2 men that rarely emote. You got us both quite emotional.
We were like welling up a little bit. It was rough.
Yeah. So
It
it was a good time, but I feel like it would have been like a lot better if I didn't fuck the whole thing up.
Yeah, no, you screwed it good. We got to do it again then. That's all that means. We got to try again.
Yeah.
But this time, when people are lined up, we got to go through and, hey, you talk to them, a couple questions here and there, and then we move on to the next person so we can get more people in.
Yeah. And then I'll tell you the other thing I got a lot of. Like, you did not give enough notice. And we gave like an hour's notice.
Oh, yeah.
So next time we'll do a couple of days where we'll be
Yeah,
like, this is
at
the
least.
time that we're doing. And yeah.
Well, Festivus. Well, we could do that every time.
Well,
But if we do others, I don't think just Fest. I think we should do more like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's definitely the Christmas tradition, though. Christmas Festivus tradition for sure.
Yeah, that's the day.
But yeah, like you said, we'll sprinkle it in a little bit more too.
Yeah, I'd love to do special editions of the show and maybe like on different holidays leading up to it or something. We do live or bring on listeners. They seem to enjoy it. They had a good time, and we had a good time with them too. They had great stories, and
yeah,
it was fascinating. Good stuff.
People talking to people. It was a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I gotta donate to the human fund now. People helping people.
I just realized we forgot another topic. I'm rusty.
Oh boy.
Alex Jones's wife. You want to save that for the next episode? We can kind of like save that.
She's arrested. Let's move on.
Yeah, she got arrested.
What was it, like domestic abuse? I don't know.
She supposedly beat the shit out of him. And
I mean,
then his
I don't blame
excuse was her meds are off. They got to redo her meds. That's what he said.
I'm surprised he trusts meds. Who knows what they're putting in? Who knows what they're putting in there?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Well, I think got to take her. She's not taking enough of my vitamin B. That's
Yeah,
what it,
right?
need the Patriot vitamin B.
It's making the frogs gay. What? What's the matter with you? He's a nut. He
Yeah.
deserves I'm sure whatever the wife did to him. What could she have done?
I just, I feel like in a weird way though, it's like not karma, but there's something to it where it's like this guy goes on and says all the crazy wacky shit that he says, and he's hit on a couple of things, but he's been wrong more times than he's been right, and said all that awful stuff about the Sandy Hook kids, and it's like when he has something go wrong in his life, it's like. I don't know. I felt like he wanted the protection that he refuses to afford others.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit of that, like karma coming back to kind of kick you in the ass. Like,
So he called the cops on her?
yeah, I don't even know who and they said domestic violence. And it also, it is an assumption that she kicked the shit out of him because could have been another family member for all we know, or she could have just, I don't know. Like, it could have been somebody else in the family. They didn't really say. I didn't catch a lot of the details on it. But I just found it interesting that he was like, he's like, yeah, come on. Like, this is all I'm going to say about this. No, we want our privacy. It was like, well, you've
You
never
piece of
really given that to anybody else.
No. We want our privacy, but the Sandy Hook people,
Right.
we're going to get right into their lives and call them phonies. Get the hell out of here.
Even when especially in that particular case, it's like, you should have known to lay the fuck off and you didn't. And now.
Yep. I mean, I don't wish harm on anybody.
No.
But, you get a little karma coming your way sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow. Are we finally talking about Frank's umbrella?
Let's get to Frank's umbrella because we've been putting this off for the longest time and give the people what they want.
Here's the umbrella. Now, you might say, well, what's so special about this umbrella?
I would like to know.
Well, first of all, it's very powerful.
That did have like a 38 caliber cock to it.
It's like really, it's sturdy. It's very sturdy umbrella. Yeah. Now the thing with this is, you wouldn't know it. It has its own app. This is why I want to talk about it. Yeah.
For what purpose would an umbrella need an app?
That's what I asked. Apparently, this umbrella is powered by. I'm not being paid to say any of this, by the way. It's just a fascinating umbrella that I happen to have. Powered by rain alerts. So you download the app, and it tells you if it's raining, and it reminds you to bring your umbrella.
How does it do that? Does the umbrella like beep, or do you just get like a notification?
On your phone. No, the umbrella doesn't do anything. The umbrella the app does everything.
How do you constantly find the most useless products and act like it's the greatest thing ever?
I didn't say it was the greatest thing.
Explain this to me. You need an app to tell you that it's raining. Just look out the fucking window, first of all.
Receive a customized alert when there is at least a 60% chance of rain. So it doesn't have to be raining now, but it could rain in the future.
But there's also weather apps that will tell you if it might rain that day.
Yeah, but will it alert you and remind you to take your rain alerts umbrella? Powered by rain alerts.
I can't.
I don't understand myself.
Okay,
and I have not downloaded the app yet.
You haven't even downloaded the app. For 6 episodes, we've been plugging this fucking umbrella. You haven't downloaded the app to try it out yet?
No, because it's an app for an umbrella.
What else does the app do besides like, hey, it might rain, take the umbrella with you? Does it do anything else?
No. It says, remind you, it looks like it might rain today. Stay protected with your umbrella. That's the rain alerts umbrella. And it has a program code. It's specialized code. I don't know why it programs to your specific umbrella when the umbrella itself
must do something.
Doesn't do anything.
It must do something.
According to the instructions.
Don't reveal your code. That's tight security.
I did reveal it. If you pause it, you'll probably see the code.
Oh my goodness, people will be controlling. If they could open up your umbrella, I would fucking love that. That
would be hilarious. That would be freaking great. Please make sure there's 4 pages on the fact that it reminds you that if it's going to rain, to take your umbrella. Is it shit alert.
Like even if it's like a 70% chance of rain?
Well, 60 and up. 60 and up. Receive your customized alert when there is at least a 60% chance of rain. At the home page, it tells you there's a 2% chance of rain today. There's a 35% chance today.
It gives you all the percentages.
Yeah, whenever you check the app, I guess, or whenever you have it set.
That is amazing.
Now, I don't know why the umbrella is integral in this whole process, but it comes with your customized program code on the back of this.
Yeah, what happens there? You got to put that code. Where do you put that code?
On the app, you put the code in. It's on the back of this thing. I'm not gonna show it. Yeah, I put it right.
I bet you. I wonder if you get too far away, if it doesn't like beep and be like, "Hey, you forgot your umbrella. It's gonna rain today."
If you're already out of the house.
Yeah, like if you're walking away from it, it's like, wait a second.
You know what? I'm gonna download it right now as we're talking.
Okay, let's do that.
I can't imagine it takes very long. I can't imagine this app is going to be a huge downloaded thing. Let me see.
Isn't it kind of amazing that we still have weathermen and women on TV and radio?
A little, but yeah.
When was the last? Like, I feel horrible going into this bit because one of my last radio stations was owned by a weatherman. But let's be honest with each other. Like, how I tuned
You know
in
what? No, I agree, but I think. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I tuned in the other day. I don't really listen to regular radio that much anymore, but I do still have some friends in the business, and I like to support them. And I tuned in the other day to my old station, and the guy hit the post on a song, and his sign off was like, we're gonna tell you about the weather on Christmas Day. And he hit the post, and I just thought, I know him, and I know how proud he is that he did that. And I was just like, who gives a shit? Like, who's not going, oh, I wonder what the weather is going to be on Christmas Day, and picking up their fucking phone and just looking on it.
Yeah, but what about the barometric pressure? And what if the 5 day I need the 5 day as well. You see, I could set up my alerts. So here we go. All right, I downloaded the app.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I have the notification on, and you could set different times.
By the way, I never even downloaded an app, and there's automatically a thing on my phone.
Yeah, but
I never had to download anything. It's just fucking there.
Yeah, but will it alert you in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening at set times of what the % chance of rain will be?
No.
And you could customize that as well.
By the way, and I can also say this, and with confidence, even though I don't know for sure, but I would imagine that nobody predicted the wonderful little smattering of snow we got on Christmas Eve morning. That was lovely.
That was nice. That was
right.
That was pretty, but it was gone by the afternoon.
It was gone. It would have been great if it was Christmas morning too. That would have been really super nice. But I appreciated it nonetheless. I thought it was quite lovely.
You know what? This is the only page. There's one page of this app.
Hold it closer. I can't see.
It tells you, notify me on % chance of rain. It tells you what % you want it to alert you at. You get 3 times to alert you.
Wait, so it'll only alert you 3 times in the day?
Well, let's see. Alert me in the
This
afternoon.
app sucks balls.
Well, this is version 1.6. I'm sure a new version will come out soon. That will be.
You should get in the beta. That's where you want to be. You want to be in the beta testing. Get all those new versions.
I'm telling you, this is the launching stage. This is initial stuff here. And hey, if it works and I bring my rain alerts umbrella, I can't fault it. If it's doing a good job.
I'd like to get the names of everybody that invested in this company so that I never invest in anything remotely related to anything else that they've invested in.
See, now I got to set this because it's set now at 6 a.m. I'm not getting an alert at 6 a.m.
Yeah, who wants that shit?
Thank you. No thanks.
I'd rather get caught in the rain, to be honest with you.
And we're set. I got my rain alerts all set.
I can't
I'll know.
I can't wait to hear what's more successful, the rain alert app or the fucking sync thingy.
I got to tell you though, this is a strong umbrella.
I get it. It opens up strong.
It's sturdy. It's not.
Yeah.
Bend,
Well, that's what you want in an umbrella, the potential to hurt somebody near you. That's where, that's what you're looking for.
How many of us has held an umbrella, especially one that expands and retracts like a sword, like a lightsaber? We've all done it. You've done that. You've held at least an umbrella, the long umbrellas, you've held up like a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you know what I was just going to ask, and can I just say this before I ask this question? I don't wish ill on anybody in our business. I don't want weather people to be fired, but it just seems like on the list of expendable people, they're pretty close to the end of going.
Weather? No, because then you got the big times when you need them, hurricanes.
Well, but look at traffic. That's true. That is true. We do need them at those
tornadoes,
times.
everything.
But that's literally like 3 times a year for us here in the Northeast of the United States.
It's like the conductor. Remember, like Seinfeld says his joke. It's like the conductor. Why is he even there? He's useless after he goes. The band's gonna go, and then what is this guy doing?
He taps to let everybody know, quiet. It's time to do here comes the music, and then totally.
That's it, and we're off.
Totally.
The band knows how to play the song. If they don't, they shouldn't be sitting there.
Because think about it. Do you remember there was a time where you'd go to a radio station, TV station, and they would have a dedicated traffic person. There would be the traffic guy. Yeah. And now the traffic there, those people do not exist anymore because people are like, well, the Holland Tunnel has 45 minutes of traffic, and then that's it. Like the regular people will say the traffic now, and then you have all the traffic apps, and so who like the traffic people are gone.
No, I hear traffic people around here. They usually cut the traffic on local stations.
Well, here's the other part, and you know the secret to this. Every station had a traffic person. Now there's one fucking traffic person who's on 14 fucking stations.
Well, it's been like that for the last like 20 years.
Yeah. And that's what they do. It's traffic at 10:15 on this, then they go
It's
to
a
the other one at
company that
10:20.
does nothing but
Right.
traffic. Look at traffic cams.
But even those people are getting phased out.
Hey, I worked at a station that's so old. They had its own helicopter
Really?
back in the day. It was their own traffic copter. It was this station's traffic copter, and I don't know when it went out of commission, but of course it did. And you imagine the days when your radio station had its own helicopter.
To go up and tell you what the traffic was.
That's
Wasn't that long ago?
the golden age of radio, man.
Yeah, it really was. And now it's all satellites and cameras. Did you ever do traffic? I almost did it once.
No, I almost did it once too, but I never did it.
I almost did it for TV because on our local cable networks here,
Then they took a look at you.
They have shut the fuck up. No, you weren't on camera. It was
Thank God.
It, it was how many of these easy ones are you gonna fucking
Keep lobbing them over the plate? I'm gonna knock them out of the park. What do you want from me?
on our cable? Do you have Optimum? I don't know if you have Optimum. You have
BIOS.
Okay. So on Optimum, on our local cable here in New York and Long Island, they had a dedicated traffic channel, and all it was the maps with like red and yellow and like to show the traffic and a voiceover. So you would go in like in a radio booth and you'd be like, okay, well, the traffic on the Sagittos is moving really slow right now, but the LIE is starting to pick up and blah, blah, blah. So for years that employed a lot of radio people. Because kind of like when you lost your job at radio, that's where you would go. Because they were always hiring. Because who wants to fucking do that shit? It's awful and boring.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why, but I almost did it. They needed people or whatever it was, and I almost did it, and then I didn't. But it became this like fascination where I would put it on from time to time to see who was doing the traffic, because you had to be live because the traffic always changed. Fast forward like 6 months after I considered doing it, or like a year after I considered doing it, they don't even tell you what the traffic is anymore. Like the voiceover used to say, there's an accident that we're clearing up in the right lane of the LIE, and that's why there's traffic. Now it's just a voiceover that says, and here's the westbound LIE and exit blah, blah, blah. And they just show you. So the animations on the screen are all accurate, but the voiceover is all just filler.
But I need someone to tell me what I'm looking at. You know what I always thought was stupid? And I thought this since I first turned on a radio, was when they did traffic, they would say, traffic is backed up from Johnson Street exit to Smith Street exit. I'd be like, well, where the hell is that? They should say the number of the exit so you can, in your mind, you could map out the distance.
Yeah.
So if it was like exit 14 to exit 25, that's 9 exits, 11 exits. So if they say Smith Street to Johnson Street, you're trying to figure out how far apart are those and how long of a wait that would be.
Yeah.
So I always thought, because they still do it to this day. Oh, it's from this street to that street. I'm like, that means nothing to me.
Well, because
if you say exit 49 to exit 51, all right, that's 2 exits. I could figure that out.
But it's the same traffic no matter what. Every day is the same traffic.
That's true.
That's what it is.
Traffic everywhere.
Yeah, there's and the traffic is at the same spots every single day, and all these people do is repeat it. And then on the rare occasion when there's an accident, they tell you about the accident, and that's it. But even that, by the way, the channel I'm talking about is still going today, and you will get 30 times the amount of information on your fucking phone.
Speaking of accidents, I saw. You ever see the movie Final Destination?
Nope.
Okay. In one of it's the first one, second one, I don't remember which one. It may have been the second one. There's a car following a truck. The truck has all these pipes stacked on it. And in the the premise of Final Destination? The person has a vision of this accident taking place and all these people dying, and then it kind of comes true.
Comes true. Yep.
Right. So in this vision and in the movie, something happens. The truck hits some kind of thing or whatever, and the pipe comes through the windshield of the car behind it. Like there's a stack of like 50 pipes, and the middle one, comes out and goes right through the windshield. Now, I actually I passed a car on the side of the emergency vehicles everywhere, traffic slowed down to a crawl. They in the middle of the road was a car, the windshield, a freaking pipe going right through the windshield.
Really?
I've never seen anything like that. It looked like it was through the middle of the windshield, so hopefully everything was okay.
Like it missed all the people?
I hope, yeah. I didn't see any, it was a little bit after everything but the car was still there. So none of the people driving were on the scene, it looked like. It looked like they had been taken away or left or however they left. But all that was there was the car and like a bunch of emergency vehicles.
Oof,
and the car, I've never seen anything like that. Pipe. Had to be a 15-foot pipe through the windshield. That was scary as shit.
I always think about that when I see shit like trailers with stuff. I'm like, man, I hope that's all strapped in correctly. That's
one loose strap. It's like something's flying off of that thing.
It's like how many times you drive off with groceries on top of your car, and you're like,
right?
I'm glad I'm not one of those truck drivers that has to strap shit down because we'd all be dead.
It is rough. I don't know what happened with that. I never saw anything on the news. I hope everybody's okay. But that was a brutal one. Oh, this one.
People may have missed this one. This airplane Karen. Full credit to ATL Uncensored for this video that's making the viral rounds. 8.3 million views. People get crazy traveling around the holidays, Frank. And here's what this young lady and this old gentleman, a little scuffle that they got.
Yeah, put your fucking mask on. Who invited you to come?
I'm eating and I can
drink your ass up. Don't you dare talk to me like that. You stand your step up. Stand your ass up. Stand your ass up.
Sit down, Karen.
Karen?
You're a goddamn Karen. No. Sit down.
I like he got a little pop out of calling her Karen.
Yeah, he got a little audience reaction.
Yeah. Women, I feel like, have gotten a bum rap where it's like there's no defense to the Karen argument. Like if you're in a fight with somebody publicly now and they just go, whatever, Karen, it's hard. That's a hard thing to come back from.
That's a Mortal Kombat.
It is.
Fatality.
It really is. My parents traveled just before Christmas to come up here, and they were like, the airports were like insane. Like you see these videos and you're like, I can't believe how many people are fighting on airplanes. But then I kind of think, I can't believe there's not more fights on airplanes.
That's true. You know what, though? For the most part, I think the reason for that is people just want to keep to themselves, go and look forward, keep their head down, and just mind their own business. On a rare occasion, you get someone, I think, looking at this video, she maybe had a couple of drinks, and this guy was just, I don't know, not having it. He said, I think he said in the beginning he's eating. Maybe he's not. I don't know. If he's eating, he has to have his mask off.
I love this that they're fighting over the masks, and neither one of them has a mask on.
Yeah, she's not wearing a mask.
Sit down, Karen.
Sit down, pussy.
Pussy, no, you're the pussy.
Oh, no, you're the dick.
Do you want the police to meet you on the ground?
What about him?
Mask up. Now.
Mask up.
So that's the best. The flight attendant tells her to put a mask up, and she goes to him, mask up. Like,
yeah, she's obviously impaired in some way.
Now we're gonna fight over who pulls their mask up first.
Yeah.
Mask up. Tell him
you got your mask down, bitch.
Sir.
Yes, I did.
Stop with the camera.
Now you're going to jail. That's assault. You're going to jail. As soon as we get in Atlanta, you're going to jail, bitch. Karen. Hey, spit on me. Now you're double going to jail, bitch.
You're double going to jail.
You fucking piece of shit.
Piece of pussy, sit down, Karen. Sit down, Karen. Sit down, fucking Karen. Look, she punched me.
Put your fucking mask on. Tell him to put his mask on. Put your fucking mask
She punched
on.
me. She scratched my face. I want her the fuck
Put
out
your
of here.
fucking mask on! Put your fucking mask
Put
on!
yours on, bitch.
I will put my mask on. No, I will put my mask on when you put your mask on. Thank you.
Oh boy.
I gotta be honest with you. In the pre-show meeting, I was like, not gonna do this one, and you were like, let's do it.
You got to show this one.
And here's why. Because after a while, I kind of feel like, just shut the fuck up, both of you. Like we got places to go.
Yeah, the 100 or so people on that plane, all you could hear the eye rolls.
Yeah.
Just, come on, just sit down. Nobody wants to hear this. I just want to get on the ground, please.
Yeah, I just want to get the fuck to go. And here's the thing: most of them are traveling to places they don't want to fucking be at, to go be with their families and shit anyway.
Those people are all miserable, and now we got to listen to this. I mean, if he doesn't have his mask on for no other reason that he's not wearing it, yeah, he's wrong. But she's a million times more wrong because number one, she doesn't have her mask on. Number two, she hit the guy. Number three, she spit on him.
Dude, I get so angry.
I can't. They're both ridiculous people.
I get so mad when I have to put the mask on. It bothers me
Why?
to no end. I just don't like it. And then I'm
nobody
in the
likes it,
store. I'm in the store and I see the one person without the mask, and I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, look at this piece of shit.
Yeah.
My wife and I. When was it? When did we go to the supermarket? Was it Christmas Eve morning? On the way back from right after she was Whamageddoned, we're in the grocery store just picking up our last minute items, and this fucking asshole comes walking by. No, everybody in the store, Frank. It's fucking Christmas Eve. Everybody in the store. How many people were in the store, D? Like 250 people. It was packed.
Yeah.
Everybody had a mask on, except this one fucking jadrul with this fucking Brooklyn accent comes walking in. This is what really. I'll tell you what really set me off. A, I was mad he wasn't wearing a mask. B, he comes up to the bakery counter and he asks how much the cannolis are. Now, there's several things wrong with this. One, you'd never buy cannolis from a supermarket. That is, unless you are in dire need and there's no other option.
It is Christmas Eve.
So it could have been. But supermarket things, even then, poor planning. You should know better. Go to the good fucking Italian bakery and get the good cannolis. Second of all, everybody kind of knows how cannoli pricing works. You buy by the pound. Like, there's no fucking... It's not like 49 cents a cannoli, asshole. You fucking know how much cannolis are. You know what I'm saying? And then she goes by the pound. And then this asshole still said, can I get 14? You fucking asshole.
So it doesn't matter then? Great. Okay.
Doesn't
matter by the
fucking 14. You piece of shit. And put your fucking mask on. Didn't even not had it down. Not even
Nowhere in sight.
Nowhere in fucking sight. In a supermarket buying cannolis on Christmas Eve. That guy deserved the food poison that I'm pretty sure he inevitably got from the
Probably.
cannolis. Just saying.
Put your mask on.
Put your fucking mask on.
That's all we're saying.
I get mad at that because I feel like we're all in this together. We're all miserable. We all think it's fucking ridiculous and it sucks and it's shitty. Just fucking do it. I don't like when people aren't team players.
We all hate it, but it's
Everybody
a
hates
small sacrifice. It's so tiny. Oh, I don't want it. It's uncomfortable. I'm sick
And
of
then
it. Yeah, we're all sick of it.
He
But
was like,
just do it.
He was touching the, you know how it's like the glass. It's got that like, it juts out. He's like touching the glass and he's like pointing to it and like on the glass. Like, what are you, fucking 6? You know that, what's that day? The purge day where you can't get in trouble for.
Oh boy, don't go there.
If it was purge day, I would have knocked that fucker
That
out.
would have been it for him.
That would have been my own little Christmas.
You would have been
gift.
shopping on Purge Day.
If I've been like, it's weird that they put purge day on Christmas Eve, and I still knocked that.
Here
fucker
we
out.
are.
Here we are. This is where we wound up.
Know what to tell you.
Got captivated by the James Webb Telescope.
Now this thing, the most powerful telescope ever, right?
Mhm.
Basically,
Yes.
and it's being launched into space.
It
It was launched into space.
It was launched on Christmas morning.
Wow.
I got so caught up in this fucking thing. I caught it on 60 Minutes, I think, where they were doing like an in-depth special on the telescope.
I'm sorry, but they made all those people work on Christmas morning.
Yeah, it's fucked up, right?
They couldn't have did that on the 26th.
You could have done it on the 26th. That's a good point.
What the hell?
It's a big fucking deal.
Hundreds of people, I'm sure, to do that.
You can't just Jesus can't have a fucking day. For Christ's
You
sake,
can't do it on
literally.
the 26th. Saturday, on Sunday. You could have
Yeah.
did it on Sunday.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think all the nerds that worked on this were like, I think they planned it this way. I think this is like, finally we could have a good Christmas doing math and sending our telescope into space.
Hey, if I was into it, this would be a huge deal, and I'd be into it like that.
Think of all the last minute math we have to do.
Hmm.
It is a $10 billion periscope.
Periscope?
Telescope.
Is it a submarine thing?
I'd like to get a $10 billion periscope going to see what we come up with.
You know what would be cool? If I had a periscope on my house to just see the whole neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be useless, but it would be cool. I don't know what I'd be looking for, but
So why is this cool? Well, a couple things. It like has to like unfold like a, I don't even know.
like tinfoil, like the flaps and sheets and stuff.
Yeah. And there's like 4 million little flappy hingy things that have to open up the right way to actually get this thing to fucking work. Like the odds are that this is going to go terribly wrong are so astronomically high.
Did they do it? I mean, this was days ago. They were able to pull it off.
Well, they launched it. I don't know when they open it up. It's got to go out and do some shit, I think, and then they open it up. But what's cool about this is, it will give us a firsthand view of stars and galaxies as they formed over 13.5 billion years ago. Again, this is our time versus space, time versus distance argument. And the reason why it's like, how do you get to 13.5 billion years ago? It'll be able to see so far. It is traveling faster than light, essentially, and it will tell us what a star looked like during its inception, its start.
Well, yeah, it's basically the light that we're seeing and the distance it's able to see. The time it took for that light to get here is what happened 13 billion years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we're only seeing, like, the sun is, if the sun went out, we wouldn't know for 8 minutes.
Right.
Because of the time it takes for the light to get here.
Right.
So that's the same thing. The distance. I mean, if we're able to see billions of years, we're basically looking into the past. When we look at stars,
Right.
you're looking at the past.
You're looking at the past. And so if we can see stars and galaxies forming, think of all the things that we could learn about our own galaxy. And then also, and a lot of people are saying this, if there's a chance to see to see life somewhere else in the galaxy, this is the best. What? My wife goes, I hate life that's on this planet. Why do we want to find other life? That's why we're looking, because we're like, we got to find something better than this.
It's got to be something else.
Yeah. It's got to be better shit out there.
Right.
Because this is the farthest we'll ever be able to see. This is it. This is as far we've not seen. This,
farthest so far. Not that we'll ever be able to see.
Right. This is the farthest that we will be able to see.
No, this is the farthest we have been able to see.
Have been able to see.
Or will have been able to see.
We will. Yeah, we haven't done it yet. So
we haven't done it yet. So once we do it, it will be the farthest we've ever seen.
This is why we're not on the grammar projects either.
Man.
But the Hubble, that's the farthest we have been able to see.
Until they do this thing.
And this will be a considerable amount more.
I don't get that, though. Like, I understand the basics of a telescope.
Yeah.
The lenses, refraction, all that stuff. But how do they make it more powerful? Like, what goes into a telescope other than lenses and light that makes it see so far? That's so amazing.
Yeah, it's this whole system that they've come up with that it'll travel farther. It'll go 1 million miles away. It's going to take 29 days for it to travel 1 million miles.
That's awesome, by the way.
And then because they had to, like, for something for that to work, it has to be such a huge size. And obviously you can't launch a huge thing like that into outer space. So
one shot.
It has to be compact to begin with. And then that's the whole, they have now the technology to make this thing compact, put it in a spaceship, launch it into outer space, get it 1 million miles away from the planet, and then through radio or remote control of some sort, slowly open it up so that it could be big enough to actually function and work and see that
That's
fucking
amazing.
far. It's amazing.
That's so cool.
It's legitimate. It's like amazing. It's like this kind of shit. It's gonna, if it works, it's gonna yield so many benefits, and it's gonna give us so much knowledge. It's gonna be incredible.
And this James Webb fella, that's awesome. Hey, I'm sure he came up with the science behind it. The
He
math
did not.
Behind it.
He did not.
Did he the funding? What did he come up with?
Nothing.
Nothing.
James Edwin Webb led NASA in the 1960s.
Oh.
And Mercury,
just-
Gemini, and the Apollo programs were him. So it's named in his honor.
So they named it after
Yeah.
a legend in
Mhm.
NASA. Okay, hey, good for him.
Yeah.
Is he still around?
I don't know. I don't believe so.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
this
don't
is a good tribute.
wonderful tribute. Yeah, wonderful. $10 billion telescope. $10 billion.
It's a lot of moolah.
But think about what they could learn. Could you imagine what we could possibly? I'm fucking excited about shit like this.
I can't wait because they're gonna come back in however long a month or so, 2 months,
Yeah.
with the first couple of images, what they're gonna see, what
Yeah.
the hell planets and stars are out there and stuff we haven't seen before, black holes, all this crazy stuff that we haven't been able to observe.
Right. Yeah, because right now it's all theory. We can kind of figure out how
We can
all these
see a
things
lot of
started.
stuff, but
yeah.
to see further,
Now they'll be able to actually see it happen.
man,
To see it come together.
that's a big
crazy.
deal. That is a big deal.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder, like, okay, you're talking about light traveling.
Hmm.
Does it travels in a like if I'm looking this way, is that where it's going? And is
mean-
it like, okay, if let's say this is light. If light is traveling this way,
Mhm.
that's where it's going.
Right.
So if I look this way, I would have seen where it's been, correct?
Right.
How do you even find that? Because it's spaces. You were talking about a singular line.
Well, it's not a
light
singular
kinda-
line. Yeah. I mean, it's just light. I mean, it's not like it's a flashlight, especially if it's a star. It's
Right.
like a bulb.
It's like a
almost,
bulb.
You know, it's not like a spotlight.
So that's what I'm saying. How do you even know where to look back
Well, you can see
13
the
billion years in the
source.
past?
You can see the source. What I don't understand is how they know it's 13 billion years away, light years away.
Yeah.
How do they measure that?
How do they get to that? I don't
Like
know.
if they see a star and they go, well, that's obviously that's
I
10
think is it
million.
like I wonder is it like when Apple comes up with a new phone and they're like, good news everybody, this is 13.5% more battery life, and you're like, oh good, and then you're like, wait a second, how the fuck do you even know that? This sounds like bullshit. Like you're just pumping up the numbers.
Hey, if someone, how does this work? I don't know. I get calls on it. I'm able to play games on it.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how it works because
I still don't get radio. How I turn on the fucking thing and that shit goes on. I still don't
how-
get that.
and how they were able to figure that out 100 years ago.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, that was a
They
long
have
ass
this
time
thing?
ago.
And no, it's a transmitter. Oh, a transmitter. What are you talking about? Where did you come up with that?
Mm.
I feel like there was a moment where like an alien came down and said, "Here's some technology, you guys."
A lot of people think that.
because we took a big leap when it came to radio, television, and then
Microwaves.
computers. How the hell? How does my mouse?
Yeah.
There's a wire. One wire tells the mouse where to move. How does this wire know that I'm moving my mouse to the left and clicking?
Or the
It's
day
a
that they got
wire.
rid of the wire. They were like, we don't need the wire.
And there's
anymore.
no wire now. Yeah. What the
Yeah.
hell is that?
Fucked up.
What? Nobody explained it. They just came out with it. How does
Neil
it work?
deGrasse-
No.
Neil deGrasse Tyson once, who, by the way, I got mad at on Christmas.
You're not allowed to get mad.
I
No
quote
point.
tweeted Neil deGrasse Tyson because he was like, just a reminder that Santa Claus moves at such speeds that he would,
Yeah.
erupt into. I'm like, who the fuck? Like, take 5 minutes off of fucking science
Yeah,
class.
Stop it. Just
and
say
have
have Merry Christmas.
You,
Move
thank
on.
you. Fucking guy. Like, we don't need that tweet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Anyway, where was I going with this, Frank?
You're mad at Neil deGrasse Tyson, cell phones, TV, computers, wireless stuff. The
I don't
mouse is
know.
wireless.
I
Yeah.
got so mad at Neil deGrasse Tyson.
How does this work? Well, I'm talking to you.
Oh, please.
We're looking at each other in real time. It's just wires and You look at a computer chip. Who the hell figured out that this green thing with little wires and shit sticking out of it is going to let me talk to you miles away? God.
I remember what it was. Neil deGrasse Tyson. He said that NASA was interesting because even though it didn't yield the results of like us living on the moon right now, right? Like everybody's like, we're going to get to the moon. And then I was like, well, obviously we're going to colonize the moon. And then, there's going to be a whole fucking thing. Even though that didn't happen, what we had to, and this kind of comes off the Cold War too, what we had to create and invent, and come up with just to beat Russia to the moon helped us create microwaves, and it gave us all these other like household inventions that we still use to this day, which is kind of amazing. And it's kind of the reason why you continue to fund and do these things. Yeah. Like, do we need a $10 billion telescope? People will probably say, think of all the homeless people you could feed with that money. And yes, you're right about that. But as we continue to just kind of evolve and move forward, these things are really, really, really important to do.
It is important. And you could argue that any amount of money going into any program could be used for anything else.
Yeah.
But space technology, space exploration, and the technology that it takes to do all this stuff advances civilization and the world. Yeah, I agree. We should take care of the problems we have, but stuff like this helps us with those problems a little bit too, in the long run, I feel.
Holiday streaming. This is a great time of year. People are off from work. I know my parents are in, so we tend to stream a lot more, and watch things together. What are you watching, Frank?
A couple of different things. There's a show called Yellow Jackets. Very good. I think it's on Showtime. Good show. It's only about six or seven episodes in on the first season. And it's really good. It's about this high school soccer team that crashes in the wilderness, not on like a desert island, but in the wilderness. And it jumps back and forth between them being stranded in the wilderness and what they're like now. Like, they've been rescued. They told us they spent 18 months in the wilderness, and now they're rescued, but it's like 30 years later. So they go back and forth to what happened in the wilderness and what happens now, and what happened to the wilderness, and stuff correlates and stuff. So that's pretty cool. That's one of the shows.
Thanks for letting me know about that, so I don't ever accidentally watch it.
It's cute. It's a good show. It is.
All right, guy. What's the next? What else?
What's her name is in it? Juliette Lewis is in it.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah, she's good. And there's an actress in it. I don't remember her name, but she's also in this movie that I watched.
She's good.
Yeah. Called Don't Look Up.
Okay. I'm going to give you time to review Don't Look Up for everybody.
Is it now?
What?
Is it during this segment or
if
later?
You want to.
I didn't know if it was a separate segment or if it's this.
No, this is this.
Okay.
Do you want to give the review?
I can give the review. I prompt no spoilers. I'm not going to give you spoilers.
Okay, I'm still going to take my earpiece out, and you're going to have to signal me back in because I don't want to go in cold.
I'll wave like this.
Okay.
All right, so for everybody who doesn't want to hear a review, I'll do no I hate spoilers, so I'm not going to give you spoilers about the movie Don't Look Up.
And if you're listening and you can't see Frank, when I start talking again, you'll know review's over.
All right, so when do you want to do? You want me to do it now?
Good.
Okay, so I'm going to start now. So I enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. We watched it yesterday. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. It's Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Jonah Hill, a lot of other people. It's a dark comedy. It's based on Jennifer Lawrence and Leo DiCaprio are astronomers. They spot a comet heading towards Earth. Okay. And they say we have a certain amount of time. I don't want to give any spoilers away. We have a certain amount of time before this comet impacts Earth. And they go to the president. The president is Meryl Streep. And why are people really caring about this? Why don't people care? We're telling them that the world's going to end. What's going on? People are worried about money and this and that. And it's a really solid movie. Great performances. And the visual effects are great. and it's not. It is a comedy, but it's also a dark comedy, like I said. So there's a lot of heavy stuff in it. There's a lot of stuff that correlates to things that are going on today in today's society. So it very much comments. It's a commentary on what's happening in today's society. But my review, I would say I would give it 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Really solid movie. Okay, so I waved Anthony back. He's putting his earpiece back in.
How was that? Because it looked incredibly boring. Do I have to apologize?
It was apologize because it was. No, but can I say if I gave it a good or bad review?
No, don't.
You don't want to know either way?
No, I want to go.
Okay.
I'm so fucking excited for this movie. Here's the thing. Between all the variants and shit and my kids and my parents being in, like, obviously there's a lot to do in this week. I'm going to be traveling and doing all kinds of stuff. But the amount of leisure activities that I usually look forward to, like I was like months ago, I was like, I'm gonna let's go to a play. I'm gonna do this. Like maybe we'll spend a couple of days. Maybe we'll break off from the kids and do a couple of days in AC. And then I was like, well, maybe we'll just do like a day in Mohegan just to kind of like do some fun stuff. And all of that is dried up to nothingness. Like even to the point where I was going to take my son to see Spider-Man, and now we're kind of like, I don't even know if we should really do that. Not that I'm scared. Like I think we're going to do it, but again, like our idea was like, let's go, my son, grandpa, and me, and we'll go to the movies together. And now it's like, do we bring grandpa to this? Like I just don't know.
You could ask the theater, there are a lot of people? How many seats are sold?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I don't, again, for me, I don't care. But for the kids now, there's, let's not even get into it. But anyway, the point is that the streaming movies have become the last bastion of fun entertainment that I could actually look forward to.
They're good.
And so that movie on Amazon is the Ricardos. I don't know what exactly.
I didn't see that. Yeah. What the heck
it's about Lucy and Ricky Ricardo.
Right.
And it's written by Aaron Sorkin.
Right.
Which that fucking guy, I mean, I'll never forgive him for what he did in The West Wing. But
I know.
I'm with him every step of the way. I hate him for that forever. But I'm with him.
A guy could write some entertaining stuff.
I could fucking write. Like him and Mamet, I will just fucking see whatever they write. I don't know.
Sorkin, needs a little help, but he gets there. He gets the job done.
Don't bother me as long as you don't kill anybody in the process.
Right.
Does he still have a coke? I hope not.
I don't know.
Anyway, so those two movies and the thing that I'm streaming right now, finally after a month, the Beatles Get Back special.
Oh, I got to see that.
Dude, I'm going to wait for you.
Yeah, because I got to watch that.
You got to watch it. I'm telling you, I don't want to spoil it. Everybody was during Thanksgiving when it came out. Everybody was like, "It's so fucking good! It's so fucking good!" It is so fucking good.
It wasn't the hype didn't kill it for you.
I've seen 2 out of the 3 parts.
Okay.
They're like 2 hours and each part.
Wow.
And it is just so amazing.
How do they come up with all this new? Like, it's not how much new stuff could they?
They just had it.
Man.
They're filming a documentary for the album. It was going to be a TV special as well. It's going to be a documentary, a TV special, and an album. And you just see it just changes. I don't want to spoil it now because you want to see it.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Try and watch it. I would love to do a whole episode on it alone.
Wow.
Because it's so fucking good. You just have people at the top of their craft.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm not. This isn't a spoiler alert because we know that when the Beatles broke up, and when this movie takes place, they are literally at the top of their craft, and they just can't keep it together. And it's so beautiful and heartbreaking, and also at the same time wonderful to watch. Like it's amazing. You like we will never really. I can't think of another time when you will see something like this that is so perfect and so efficient and you're just watching it crumble. I mean, other than the United States right now. But besides those two examples, I can't really think of anything else that was so super successful.
Zing.
And you're just kind of watching it all kind of fall apart.
Oh boy.
The Beatles documentary is so
Yeah,
good.
I got to see that. Definitely.
Really good.
The only other thing, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just saying I'm going to hold off on it because maybe we will do a whole, even though I feel like the time to do that sort of thing was a month ago, I feel like there's enough people that are just watching it now.
Yeah, it's still gaining. I think it's still on a good run right now.
I would think so. Good. You were going to say one more thing?
I was going to say one more thing. I just started watching out of nowhere. It's on Netflix, Lost in Space TV show. Out of nowhere. It was on Netflix, and I was scrolling around looking for something, and I went like a sci-fi route, and I watched the first episode. It's like an hour, and I got into it. I'm on like the fourth episode. Each episode is like an hour. I'm on like the fourth episode. It's 3 seasons in so far. I'm only on the fourth episode of the first season, but it's good. I didn't think it was good. I thought it was going to be cheesy and whatever.
Like from back in the day, like in the 70s?
No, they're just making them now. It's 3 seasons in. The fourth season, I don't know when it's coming out, but they're still making them. It's what the heck is her name? From the only one I recognize. My wife recognized a couple of other people, but the only one I recognize from it is the one who plays Dr. Smith. I don't know for anybody who's familiar with Lost in Space. Parker Posey.
Oh, okay, I like her.
Yeah, she plays Dr. Smith, which Dr. Smith was traditionally a man. Parker Posey, obviously a woman. But everybody is good in it. All the actors are really good. The effects, you think, you wouldn't, it's a Netflix show, you wouldn't think anything, there's nothing false about it. It's so well done.
Do you have a show that you should be into, but you can't get into?
There's shows that I tried, and like Game of Thrones. Everybody raves about it. Everybody loves it. And I like that kind of thing. I like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, that sci-fi fantasy stuff. I'm into that a little bit, but I watched the first 4 or 5 episodes of Game of Thrones, and I was like,
Didn't we talk about this once, and people were like, no, Frank, you got to get past episode. I forget
know.
what number they said, and they were like, and then
I tried.
Was that this, though? Or was that something else?
Okay. It's probably this. That's the big one for me.
Yeah.
That one,
because there's a lot of shows like that do have a threshold where if you could just get to this number
5
episode, you'll be great.
Like halfway through the first season, and I'm like, this is boring as shit. Not only is nothing was happening, people were walking and traveling, other people are training. There's one crazy thing that happened in the first episode, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And that got me to the next couple of episodes. But after that, I was like, I don't give a shit anymore. Nobody's important. Everybody's an asshole, first of all. Nobody's likable. I'm not like rooting for anybody in this whole thing. They're all jerks, treating each other like assholes. I can't keep track of half the people because they jump around, and these names are ridiculous. And I'm into that. I don't care. The names don't matter to me. I'm like all the dwarfs and shit in Lord of the Rings. There's a million names, but it doesn't matter. But this, there's no dragons yet, and there's no bad guys yet. I'm like, who are they? There's no conflict yet. I'm watching it going, there's really nothing happening here. I'm sure it takes a while to get into it, but I gave it 5 episodes, and I just bailed. I'm like, I can't do this anymore because they're like an hour each.
Yeah, you did your part. That's more than enough.
I tried. And if people are telling me, give it, keep going, maybe I will, but holy crap, did it let me down? I'm like, Game of Thrones. All right, everybody raves about it. I'm like, this is not living up to its hype. Not yet, anyway. That, and I never tried, which I probably should, The Wire.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, I never watched it, and I know I should. I have to see that.
Yeah, me too.
But I did watch Breaking Bad. That I loved.
I never watched Breaking Bad.
Oh,
I liked to Bill Burr about it. That's the story.
He's great. It's a really. It's up
lied
there.
right to his face.
What?
I lied
you
right
lied
to his face.
Yeah.
I said, Bill, I thought it was good, and then I asked him a bunch of questions about it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, you're a dick.
Every Superman TV show, including the one that's like on the CW right now, I love fucking Superman more than anything. I can't watch an episode of it. And this one has the girl from Entourage who I like a lot. The Sloan. I don't know her real fucking name, but
I never watched Entourage. I couldn't get into that either.
oh my god, that's so good.
It's just
Oh.
a show about douchebags. I can't watch the douchebaggery.
Not about it's not.
It's
It's
about douchebags.
You'd probably really like it.
No,
It's about 4 guys from Queens. I don't know how you couldn't like it.
I don't like everybody from Queens. I grew up there.
Speaking of people who I don't like, fucking Business Insider's driving me crazy.
Uh-oh.
I never gave a shit about Business Insider. I noticed a couple of their articles were annoying. Not as annoying as that fucking LA Times. Those people are awful.
So this isn't as bad?
This feels like somebody left the LA Times, went to Business Insider, and wrote a fucking article.
This is that. Just looking at the title, if people are just listening, this infuriates me.
Go on.
So the title of the article is Elf, referring to the Will Ferrell movie, makes fun of disabled adults through Buddy, whether purposefully or not. And I've never thought that for a second. I don't think anybody, but maybe this, I can't see the name, Esme Mazzeo probably was the only person that thought of this, because it doesn't.
Also, note the time that it came out.
Wow. 10/21 Christmas morning. That is not great.
You have to be a special kind of a douchebag to put this article out on fucking Christmas morning.
To just torpedo a classic like Elf.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Elf, he's not a disabled person mentally or physically. He's an elf. He's a guy raised like an elf. He has a childlike wonder, and he's an elf. That's
Wonderfully inventive, new idea. Christmas like how hard is it to come up with a new Christmas movie?
He's a boy that was raised like an elf in the North Pole, and he comes back to normal life.
Yeah.
To
And they've
reality.
come up with it, and this fucking asshole and this asshole fuck company has to take it down, has to find fault in a fucking made up Christmas movie.
I can't imagine. I haven't read the article. Have you read it?
I refuse to read this article.
But I can't imagine anybody but this person looked at this movie and said, "How could they do that?"
Yeah.
By the way, it's Will Ferrell as an elf. What are you talking about?
This is incorrect journalism. Journalism is here's a story, here's a point of view, an opinion, and here's the evidence to back it up. Elf makes fun of disabled adults through Buddy, whether purposefully or not. That's not a fucking. You have to prove the point. You can't say whether it knows it or not.
To be fair, we have not read the article.
Fuck this article. It's at fault from the headline. This isn't even a fucking headline. This is look at me. Let me get attention by dropping this fucking shitty article, and let me proclaim that one of the most beloved Christmas movies of all time
that
on
literally
Christmas morning,
0 people have a problem with.
Yeah, makes right. No, I know. Nobody has had a problem. Nobody has tried to cancel Elf. Let's cancel Elf on fucking Christmas morning.
This is one of those. This is a pure example of those memes where it goes nobody,
right,
and it says nothing.
Yeah,
and then this person, Elf is a shitty movie. It's like, come on, man. Nobody has a problem with Elf.
Yeah.
It's a fun, feel-good movie that literally everyone loves. And if you don't love it, you're just indifferent of. You just, all right, it wasn't your favorite movie, but you don't
Let's
hate
be
it.
honest. This is one of those times where democracy and freedom has failed us, because this Esme, whatever the fuck, should be forcefully removed from this country. And Business Insider should be shut down and no longer allowed to be a business.
That might be a little far.
This is one instance where I look at China and I go, fuck, they kind of got to, not that they're all right, but man, in this particular instance, they would have been great here.
Send your letters here.
China would have been great in this particular.
Here.
China looks at this and goes, we would have fucking solved that problem. No issues. Now, here in America and beautiful freedom, we have to suffer with these fucking assholes. Pieces of shit.
That's the beauty of America. You don't have to agree with this article. And you
no,
can
I
say,
don't. But
this article
certainly does infuriate me.
Well, the beauty of America is that they have the right to write something that nobody agrees with.
Can I just say that if this article were on an airplane, I would spit in its face and tell it to put its mask up first.
Would you punch it in the face?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
I'd be like, you tell the article to put its fucking mask up first.
Right.
Bitch.
Ooh. Karen.
Karen. This article is the fucking Karen of freedom of speech.
It's Elf, guys.
It's
I
fucking
mean,
Elf. I couldn't bring myself to read the article
I
because
can't imagine it has a point
it's so fucking shit.
or a good
I have
point
such a little opinion of Business Insider.
because
now.
of this or before.
There's a couple of things,
All right.
but this has come very close.
And what does
Very,
this have
very
to do? I mean, Business Insider is doing an
Well-
article on Elf.
I'm sorry, it's not Business Insider. It's Insider, which has spawned Business Insider and fucking whatever the fuck else they call it, Life Insider, whatever all their other bullshit things are now.
Yeah, leave Elf alone. Elf is nobody's complaint. As far as I've seen,
Yeah.
everybody likes Elf, and if you don't, you either haven't seen it or you're just not a Will Ferrell fan, which fine. Not everybody likes Will Ferrell, but
Exactly.
it's Elf.
Omicron quickly. Read an article I found interesting. They're saying obviously numbers are spiking everywhere. People are
Right.
saying it's the Omicron
This
variant.
thing spreads faster than the other variant.
They're saying it spreads fast. They're also saying that it's incredibly mild compared to Delta and maybe the original strand or whatever the fuck they're calling that. Now, what they're saying is once again, this information can change on a daily basis, and it has been. Now, did you see the latest thing now when you had to quarantine for 14 days? And
Now
they
it's
knocked it down to
5.
10. Now it's 5.
Yeah.
So we're learning more about
Yeah,
it.
it's great.
Now people complain about that. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, we don't they don't know. This is the thing that people they refuse to understand is that the most knowledgeable people, the best people we could put on it, still don't fucking know. Like they're still learning about it. Anyway, regardless.
We're doing everything we've got.
Well, don't say
Problem
we.
is-
You're not doing a fucking thing.
As I meant humanity, you ass.
We
we as a
trying to take
species.
credit for it. Like,
Yeah. Me and all the rest of the scientists are working around the clock.
So here's what they're saying. Because this thing's the general thought right now is if you've had COVID, that's the best form of immunity. Even
Tell that I have a family member who's had COVID and got it again. Different strain though. I think.
So
Definitely got it twice though.
Peter McCullough went on Rogan and said you can't get it more than once, which we talked about. But a lot of people say that they've gotten it more than
A
once.
member of my family got it back when it first came out, like in April of last year, 2020.
Yeah, even
And now has it as we're
Again.
speaking.
Rogan said the same thing. Now, what this guy was saying, and I don't necessarily agree with this or know it to be true. I'm just telling you what he's saying. He is saying that it takes a really long time to leave, and what's happening is you're getting it, you're not getting it again. It is still in your system, but you're getting a cold, and you're going for a test, and it's testing positive.
Okay, I'd buy
That's
that.
what he's saying.
That
I don't
sounds-
know if that's true. And again,
It sounds reasonable.
Only time will tell. But
Yeah.
what they're saying is that the best form of immunity is natural immunity. Okay. And if this is spreading so fast, there's also theories out there that this variant is kind of hopping the vaccines. That the vaccines aren't really fighting against this variant all that
I
much.
heard the exact opposite of that.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is. Then I also read something that it was like, that's just why you need the booster now, because that will help you really fighting it. Okay, so
Exactly.
I don't really know. But why I'm bringing this all up is there's this, not theory, but this idea out there that if this variant spreads as fast as it is spreading and the symptoms are so mild for everybody, it could actually wind up being a good thing. That more people will get this, form that immunity, and then the next strand that comes around, or even this strand or a comeback of Delta or whatever the fuck, it will basically have nowhere else to go. Basically what the vaccine was supposed to do, this strand might wind up doing, because if it spreads as fast as it does and everybody gets it and the symptoms are mild and they all recover and it goes away and now there's nobody else to infect, this Omicron could wind up being the end of
would
the
be great.
pandemic.
That would be wonderful.
They're calling it the endemic, which is when a pandemic ends.
I like it.
Yeah.
We
so
need a
that's
name
theory.
for everything. That's a good name.
Yeah, there is a name for everything.
So yeah, if you get the vaccine, of course, any variant you get, is going to be lessened by the vaccine. And if you get it, doesn't mean you're not going to get it. You get the vaccine, you can absolutely get COVID, and it's just the effects will be less. And it's one of those things that you have the vaccine, you can get it and not worry your head off about being overly sick. So the vaccines are helping. They're doing the job, what they're supposed to do.
I'm just bringing this up because I don't think any of us saw this potential ending to this story.
I love it. Let's end this shit.
It's almost like the virus imploding in on itself. That a strand would be produced that is so highly contagious, yet so mild in symptom,
Right.
that it might actually be the best option for us as a society getting out of this. Now, I'm not telling everybody to go out there and like, don't alter
don't purposefully get it.
Right.
No, don't
Don't
do that.
purposely get it.
No.
There was a guy who did that, and he was like, I think it was one of the conservative guys, radio guys that fucking died.
Yeah, he died. Don't purpose. It's not, COVID is no joke. It might be a lesser strain of COVID, but it's still deadly, and vaccines help it be less deadly.
Correct. I reiterate, don't alter your plans off of this information.
Still be safe. Don't.
Right. But it's an interesting notion that this thing, the end of COVID could be, the thing that causes the end of COVID could be COVID. It's kind of an interesting thing. Let's see if it shakes out that way.
It's like War of the Worlds.
Right.
They kind of screwed themselves. If you've ever seen War of the Worlds, spoiler alert, they attack us without a defense against our viruses. Similar.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. So I found that to be pretty interesting. I can't eat another thing. The agita at this point is beyond.
Well, too bad, because we got a product testing.
I've had so much fucking cheese and sugar, and are we gonna do that on this episode, or do you want to save it to the next one?
I got it right in front of me, so I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Can we save it to the next one? We're kind of up against the time.
I hate you.
Let's push it.
I don't know how much longer this thing's gonna last.
It'll last.
All right.
Not real chocolate anyway.
Are we saying what the product is, and we'll taste it next time?
If you want, yeah, we can. Everybody can go out and get it. Here, I wound up getting another one myself.
Oh, nice. It's a Hershey's sugar cookie.
Yeah.
It's a white chocolate, I guess. White chocolate.
I would say
sugar. So. Yeah, it says white cream with chocolate pieces, sugar cookie flavored.
It's sugar cookie flavored chocolate, which is kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah, this is why it's in a Ziploc bag, because when we were originally going to do this product testing, it was very last minute, and Anthony had a bar, and I couldn't find one, so when we met for friends dinner, he gave me and Janine a piece.
Because it was part of like a Sam's Club, BJ's super pack. I didn't think they sold these things individually.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Sink thingy.
During
return.
The Festivus episode, we talked about the sink thingy. And so Carly wrote, I would love the sink thingy. Maybe you should do another contest to give it away. I saw a similar version of it on Instagram recently, too. It's gaining in popularity. To which I responded, this was Christmas Eve, by the way. Email me your address, Carly, and I will send this to you. It'll be my Christmas gift to you. I was fucking Santa Claus.
That's nice. Now you kind of screwed over everybody else who wants the sink thingy.
Well, I feel like Carly, it was a Christmas miracle, Frank, and I feel like you're taking that down a little bit.
That's true. We're going to encourage everybody who wanted the sink thingy, to be happy for Carly.
Yes, Carly watched the Festivus special randomly on Christmas Eve. Had the gumption.
Consider this to be a random giveaway.
Right. Had the gumption to write about it. Right. And much like, Miracle on 34th Street or any other wonderful, Christmas story, I feel like people are going to make a Christmas movie off of what you're seeing on your screen here.
Oh my God. If the sink thingy becomes the focal point of a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I can think of no better tribute to this show.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who knows what like Buddy the Elf was a new idea. There could be somebody out there that is now seeing or listening to this going, I got it. I think I could write a Christmas movie based off of this miracle that happened one Christmas Eve with one sink thingy.
Sink the halls. Is that the new? I think that's what we could go with. I'd like to see that happen.
That would be nice. Sink the halls would be a good name for it.
I'm in. It's all right. So we have some now, based on the history of the sink thingy. I predict this thing will come back to you in the mail,
I hope not.
undelivered, unopened,
I hope not.
and this Carly will be like, I don't know what happened.
Carly did email me. I have not responded. I also have not shipped out the sink thingy. I still have it here, but we will do it this week.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to put my money on this is not happening.
It will be sent to Carly.
Where are the levels? Show me the levels. The bet is the levels. This is not happening.
It will happen. I will send out the sink thingy to Carly this week. She will have it.
Sure.
Actually, I shouldn't. You're right. I shouldn't get too far ahead of myself. The last person was in England. I don't know where the fuck Carly lives.
Exactly.
Let me check on that.
Not only do I think that it will not happen. I'm telling you, this is going to be Kramer's levels.
Okay, she lives in the United States, so we're good there.
That's one for the win column. However, I still think this thing is not going to make it there.
It's going to make it there.
It's the curse of the sink thingy. It's like the blob.
Don't say this now, because you know what's going to happen. One of these fucking FedEx planes are going to go down, and
I don't want that.
It's going to have the sink thingy on it, and then we're all going to be like, "Holy shit!"
Well, if that's the thing that saves Tom Hanks's life, and he has to deliver that at the end of that whole trip, then God bless the sink thingy. But I don't see that happening either.
All right, that's it. I gotta go. I gotta take an agita pill. This fucking heartburn is killing me. I'm telling you, the amount of cheese.
What I would love to see for the holidays is, instead of it being all these different courses, like we had a million courses of these dinners, I could just do antipasta the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
Just one long antipasta course.
I know.
And I'm fine with that. Meats, cheeses, crackers, chips, dips.
It's too much though. We did the 7 fishes on on Christmas Eve, and
we did
a lot of hot pepper and garlic and oil
sauces and
different sauces and
fried things.
Holy shit. I mean, it was all delicious, but and then you go
7 fishes. They were so good though.
Then the next day, and then it's Christmas morning breakfast, which for me is bagels and lox. I don't know how we got on the most Jewish breakfast on the most holiest of Christian days.
I love bagels and lox.
That's what we do.
That's a great. I'm in the mood for that now.
And then filet mignon, potatoes, and asparagus, and
it's too much.
Shrimp cocktail, and
did you have a pasta course?
Not on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve we had linguine.
What kind of Italian are you?
Couldn't do it. And then it's the desserts again. And then the day after Christmas should be Shitmas. It should be Merry Shitmas, because we all just shit out everything we've been eating the last 2 days.
I don't know how the city handles the
Honestly,
influx.
Yeah. I would love to see Shitmas take off, because it's the God's honest truth. Everybody on day after Christmas is just shitting.
I can't imagine a huge following for Shitmas.
Well, they already got the poop emoji. You'll just stick a Santa hat on it, and you're done. Merry Shitmas.
Is it Merry Shitmas or Happy Shitmas?
I would say in the States it's Merry. In England they say Happy Shitmas.
That's true.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be opposite. Why is that?
Boxing Day is useless. Shitmas, I'd like to see that take over. But now I'm at the point now where 3 days past it, and I'm still eating leftovers. It's delightful, but I can't eat like this anymore.
So
it's too
stop
much.
it.
And I can't stop eating. That's the other thing too. And then I'm like, and then it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, is that fucking pecan pie left over?
See, that's why we don't host. We go to an aunt's house or something. This way we don't have anything in our fridge that's so tempting like that.
It's fucking too much. And you literally go from like, in normal life, you're like, I'm kind of hungry. I'd like a snack. During this time, I feel like it's like, I've stopped feeling terribly ill. Let me fucking eat more.
I could fit a whole meal. I'm in the mood for it. Another entire meal with a slice of pie.
Yeah. And then like 2 bites of pie in, and you're like, fuck, what am I doing? This is terrible.
Idiot. I don't know why I'm gaining weight.
It's fucking
Idiots.
awesome. And then my wife, we got an air fryer for Christmas.
Oh boy.
We fucking air fried 6 things already. We've had it for 2 days. It's insane.
That's.
Shrimp and ravioli, everything that
I mean, it's healthier.
We were making ravioli, and then she goes, "Should we fry a couple of ravioli?" Yeah, fucking fry it. Let's do it.
How'd that go?
The air fried ravioli, delightful.
Just you put. Do you cook it first, or we just put a raw ravioli in there?
How'd you do the ravioli, D? Did you cook the ravioli? Was the ravioli cooked first? Refrigerated ravioli. Okay. What'd you do? Put it in an egg and bread. Refrigerated ravioli, not cooked, uncooked, egg, breadcrumb, put it right into the air fryer. Yeah.
That air fryer is like the wave of the future.
She made mozzarella sticks. You know when you make them in the oven, where it's you either get a solid cold block of cheese, or you get the ones that are so hot they explode and there's nothing in them.
Mm.
These were legit, like you take a bite and you could pull the cheese out. It was perfect.
Oh boy.
Perfect.
My wife and I, we're thinking about an air fryer, but we don't want to gain 100 pounds each. We're gonna air fry like everything.
Well, I think you can air fry healthy stuff.
Can you?
I think you can, but we have failed to do that so far.
What's healthy anymore? There's nothing healthy for you.
Healthy's bullshit. I think it's a lie the government's telling us.
Right?
Yeah. And then
this can't be healthy.
No, it can't be. I'm getting hit with all the weight loss things now.
Well, New Year's, we got to make some.
Yeah. Can I tell the weight loss people something? Just tell me what your fucking thing is in the first 3 minutes. I can't. It's all. You ever seen these ads? Stay tuned because I'm going to tell you what the 3 secrets are to burning fat, and it's like, and all the doctors say this, and it's the same formula. And I go, the person that just goes, "Here's how you do it," and subscribe for more. That person is going to make $1 trillion because people are going to be like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, it's that simple? Great.
This isn't a come on. I'll buy all. If you just tell me the one fucking thing in the beginning, I'll buy your fucking 6 books. I'll buy it.
Yeah, but the one thing you don't need the book then.
I know the theory is, again, from marketing, like we've done commercials enough to know.
Reel them in.
Right. That if somebody watches 15 minutes of that, they're probably gonna buy your thing.
Right.
I watched 15 minutes of a guy's thing the other day, and I'm like, fuck him, I'm still not gonna buy it.
Yeah.
I just tell me just give me the thing. Give me something. Give me an inkling of it.
You know what they should have? There should be a streaming thing. I used to, when I watched regular TV back in the Stone Age, before I watched streaming services, there were infomercials. Like I loved all the cooking infomercials. I mean, does anybody ever infomercial? I was like, yeah, I want to watch this stupid thing for a half an hour and explain how it works. They should have a channel.
That's how we'll know we've gotten to the end of the streaming services. When the streaming services are starting to put infomercials on,
I'm telling you, this you
could voluntarily watch.
Yeah, I want to watch the fucking ShamWow guy or whatever, the Chop It, Slap Chop, whatever that's called.
Well, those guys, that was their heyday.
I want to see this guy make salsa in 30 seconds. That's what I want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that shit's entertaining. I don't know why, but it is because you're like, I could do that. You're sitting there with a bag of chips. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna get up. If I'm gonna buy vegetables, I'm gonna lay them all out and then chop them up and make salsa. I'm not gonna do that. But I like watching this guy do it.
When you could for $4.99 just buy the fucking salsa.
Hey, look, someone did it for me. This is great.
Slap chop this bitch.
Right? All right, go take your agita medication.
Yeah, I gotta get the agita out of control. All right, that's it for us. We got a bunch left over. We'll, of course, back on the regular schedule. I'll do a quick update.
Regular schedule for New Year's? What's
Oh, I don't know. What are we doing for that? I don't know.
Good question.
We'll figure it out.
We'll let you know because we got to come up with something.
Yeah, we'll have something, but I don't know if we'll pre-tape it
because New Year's Eve is on a podcasting night.
Yeah, I plan on being obliterated by that.
I plan on sleeping through New Year's because it's New Year's Eve. Okay.
I've had enough of it. Fuck it.
I'll wake up in 2022. It'll be January, hopefully 2nd by the time I wake up.
Do you have hope for the next year? That's the question.
I always have hope.
Don't answer.
I mean, no, I don't know. Maybe.
Because we were like, oh, it can't be worse than 2020. And 2021 kind of came and went. We're kind of like,
It was. I don't think 2021 was worse than 2020.
Yeah, I don't think it was that
I
bad.
think it was a little better.
If we didn't talk about Candace Owens and Trump, we have a lot to do next episode.
boy.
All right, come back.
Yes.
We'll catch you guys then. Thanks so much for watching and or listening. Don't forget to grab Jumpstart Coffee Company. Link in the description below. Save that 15% with the promo code AOA15. And don't forget you can subscribe and save for 2022. That'll instantly make your new year better. Sign up for get a bag or 2 or 3 or 7 delivered every month, however much coffee you go through. And they will just keep sending it to you every month, and you never have to worry about ordering your coffee ever again.
And half goes to the Navy SEAL Foundation.
50% of those profits go to the Navy SEAL Foundations, as Frank just mentioned. So order right now. Again, use the link in the description below and the promo code AOA15. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks.